Hello, I am going to go over what you're going to be getting in your order and how to apply your makeup today. You did get this size of palette, and I have set up what you're getting. These are your colors other than the foundation. My foundations are different than yours. But this is a double layer, so that's my second layer, so you'll be able to fill your second layer up, but this will be empty for you. When you get your tin, it'll come and you'll just slide it out, and it slides out like that, and you'll carefully stick it inside your palette and it'll magnetize. Please don't stick well, you probably might stick your finger in there because I've done it a million times, but just be careful because it is cream based and it'll stick right in there for you. I always save the tins because if you have just one palette and you end up buying more makeup and you want to kind of switch it out, I always save the tin covers so I can slide my makeup back in there. You also got the buff brush, which has the smaller end and the bigger end. So I'll show you how to use these. And then you got the blush and bronzer brush. You got these two and this. This is what you got. So I am going to go ahead and put everything on today so you can see when you'll know what to do when you get your stuff. So I'm going to pin my hair back. Since you are oily, I would definitely start with a setting spray, whatever you have. I'm going to use the Seint because that's what I have. And Seint does go on a little wet. So I always pat it in with a sponge. And I know you have a sponge. This is the Perfector sponge, which I really, really like. So when your current sponge gets old, you can always order one of these. And I just kind of tap it in there. The second thing you want to do when you're oily is there's two things you can do. You can use dry shampoo, or you can put a thin layer of loose powder on. And I think you have this powder. So what you would do is you would just apply it and press it in on your face. But since I have the dry shampoo, that's what I'm going to use. It serves the same purpose. It kind of is going to put that layer that'll help absorb the oil instead of letting it shine through. So that's basically. Seint does have a setting powder, excuse me. And I do have it and I do use it, but you can use anything just as long as it doesn't have, and remember, don't put anything on your face before you apply your makeup or with the Seint makeup that has dimethicone. So I'm just going to kind of press that powder in. Okay. All right. So the concept of Seint, obviously it's all cream makeup. You have your darker foundation, which is your all over coverage. You have your lighter, which is your brightening one, and you have your contour. You also got a bronzer. You got Frenchie, which is a satin lip and cheek, and then you got Angel, which is a cream illuminator. So with your buff brush, you're going to use the bigger end, and you can do it one of two ways. You can do all over coverage. Usually in the winter, I do an all over coverage. In the summer, I have my summer tan. I'm just going to apply it where I need it. But anyways, in the summer, I have my all over tan. And I don't need to put it all over because I have a little summer glow. But anywhere you have a little spot, you can always color correct. I have a couple spots, so I'll color correct here in a minute. And you definitely want to color correct with the darker highlight. Do not ever color correct with the lighter one. So I'm just kind of getting that in there, covering my red. You can see I have red on my cheeks. Almost looks like I already have blush on. But you don't want to apply too much. Start with less. And then you can always build up to more in the spots that you need it. Okay, I didn't put it on my eyes. I didn't put it here because I'm going to put that lighter highlight. And then just start kind of patting it in once you get it spread out. And see, I have a couple spots right there. So I'm going to just gently put that in there. And my melasma's down here, so I definitely cover there. And you kind of want to let that sit for just a second, kind of let it. And remember, these are creams, so if it's cold outside, you definitely want to warm them up a tad bit. You can just leave them open. You can kind of warm them with a hairdryer if you want. If it's warm outside, they're going to be really, you dip your brush in there and a lot's going to come off, so you have to be careful. So, all right, I'm ready to go with I'm going to go ahead and put my contour on, and I'm going to do it with my finger. And I'm going to put that right here where my cheekbone is. I'm going right in the very bottom, but I'm not getting down too far, okay? And see, it didn't come in very far either. Okay. And see, I just dip it in there once, and then I'm going to put some on my forehead. And this will minimize the size of my forehead and give my face dimension. And then I like to put it on my lips. It will change the color, of your lip and cheek that you put on there. But to me, and I'll blend that in, it helps my lipstick stay. My lips stay. All right, I'm going to put some on my nose, contour my nose. And I'm kind of starting where this little curve happens right before my eyebrow, right there. And then you're going to want to do the tip of your nose. Okay. And then you can put it here and here. Don't put it there because you've got a natural shadow. And then you can go down either side of your trachea, but I'm not going to do that today. So, okay, I've contoured. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my lighter highlight on. And I do put a little bit on the top of my eyes because it helps my eyeshadow. It's kind of like an eyeshadow primer. And then I'm going to put a little bit here. And then I'm going to get a little bit here. Your highlight is not as light as this one. I like a lighter highlight. Yours will give you just the right amount to brighten your face. And then you're going to want to put some here and down your nose. And right there. And right there. Okay. See how we did that? Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend the lighter highlight. I just wanted to show you where I applied it. And I did do the same as you do with the darker one. You just kind of spread it around and pat it in there as you're doing that. Get off that little extra. You don't want to have too much on. Put too much of this on and it'll kind of slide off at the end of the day, or during the day, excuse me. And then I will blend the contour. But see how everything has a place? All right, I'm going to blend the contour. I'm going to use the smaller end of my blush and bronzer brush. Okay, put that down. I'm holding my palette and I don't need to hold it. Then you want to do your forehead. And you want to kind of push it up into your hairline. Okay. And since you have that melasma on your forehead, we're going to kind of, between the darker highlight, the contour, and the bronzer, we're going to kind of color correct that out. Okay. Let me see. It's kind of, and then I'm going to use my sponge on either side of my nose here. because I don't want to, and then I'm gonna go I just sponged to kind of blend that my nose contour. But now I'm gonna just start pressing in and getting off any extra. I'm not rubbing, just pressing. All right, kind of lock that in. All right, so now we've done the first 3 steps. Now we are going to go ahead and use Frenchie, and I'm gonna put it on with my finger where it kind of goes. So you wanna put it, remember you put your contour there and you blended it. You wanna put it right here, but you don't wanna go in too far, okay? It's a pretty color. And then we'll blend it with the brush. And I'm gonna put on my lips. So Frenchie is a satin, so it's great for especially oily skin for your cheeks. And I'm gonna go ahead and press it in with this end. It's good for oily skin. On your lips, it's very matte. You're gonna have to put a little bit of lip gloss on. And what I can do is I can use the Angel Illuminator. That's what I can use. There you go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pat with my sponge. All right. But anyways, all right, let's do the bronzer. We'll do the bronzer. And then we'll do the illuminator. So your bronzer, you have your Bella bronzer here. And I'm gonna just get a little bit on my brush. And then I'm gonna put it right here. See that? And I'm gonna just kind of run it right. And I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. A little bit on my chin. And a little bit down here. Kind of transition that neck. All right. And that gives you that little bit of warmth. I love it. See, it looks great. Looks very natural, very warm. It's good in the winter, summer, anytime. Okay, now we're gonna do our illuminator. So you got Angel Illuminator. And you can put, you know where to put the illuminator, but I'm gonna put a little bit on my lips. Put a little bit on the top of my cheek, right there. And when you do your eyes, you can put a little bit up in there, right in that little spot there. So, and then last but not least, you got your little M&M there, and then you want to run it down your nose. All right. So last but not least, I'll do that in a minute. I'm going to set, I'm going to show you how to set, but I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. And you have one of these here. You said you have one of these little brushes here, how it looks. I use the contour. You can try the indigo contour. Since you are a darker brunette, you may want to go with Cola. That could be one that you want to get. Or if you have your own eyebrow stuff, you can use your own eyebrow stuff. I'm just going to put that on today and just show you what else you can do with the contour, since you do have the contour. We can also use a little Frenchie for our eyes, for our eyeshadow. And I like to do this part before I set. The only thing I'll do after I set is my mascara. All right. Obviously, I don't have thick eyebrows, but I have a little bit. So this is the line brush. And then next, I'm going to use the multitasker. And I'm going to dip back into the indigo. And I'll go put a little bit under my eye. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little bit in my crease. And then what I'll do, I'm going to take a little bit of that Frenchie. Put a little bit on my lid. How pretty that is. You can do your whole face with this. All right, I'm going to do the other side now. Exactly the same. And you can use the little eyeshadow brush that you have. Even if you have one of those little applicators, you can use that. But this multitasker brush can be used for so many things. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to just line my lips a little bit more. All right, and then I'm going to take my Frenchie, put it right there. Yep, fix that little part. All right, and then the illuminator we can put up here. All right, now we're ready to set spray. So I think that you have the Urban Decay Slick. So we'll put that on. And what I like to do after is I like to do one little spray of dry shampoo. You could also do a little bit of powder on top, but don't do too much powder because the work that you've done will be covered up. All right. And then last but not least, I'm gonna do my mascara. And obviously we don't sell mascara, so you can use any kind that you want. But this will complete your look. There's that side. And you can do your bottom lashes. I don't always do my bottom lashes. All right, so with that, you've done your whole face with this little guy right here with all your colors. You have your two brushes. I have two brushes that I recommend. I have a sponge that I recommend. And then I showed you some other tools. Obviously, I do recommend the setting spray as well. So anyways, have a great day. Bye.